Good evening, and it's great to have you back on Punchlines. Good evening, it's great to have you back on Punchlines. Good evening, it's great to have you back on Punchlines.
I first met Scotty Palmer in 1970. I was an 18-year-old cadet, young, brash, but enthusiastic, and got my big chance to work on the Sun News Pictorial with a sports team that were full of luminaries. Barry Bretland and Kevin Hogan, Rex Pullen, Jack Dunn, Bob Cremeen, Greg Hobbs, and of course Peter Slipodictomy. But Scotty was and still is the star. His legend was huge then, it's grown ever since, just like Scotty. He was the one who nicknamed me the Wonder. He wondered what I'd do next, and so did I. We worked together at the Sun for a couple of years. I went into TV. Scotty breezed into TV too. He always saw himself as a bit of a Paul Newman or a Gregory Peck. Actually, he used to struggle a bit, and that was the secret of his success. Every Saturday night, we'd send a camera crew to the offices of the Sunday Press and later the Sunday Herald Sun for Scotty's update. The boys in videotape had a ball, and every week about 5 o'clock the numbers would go up on the board. Scotty Lotto, they called it. They'd put in their money, and the winner was the one who was closest to the number of takes Scotty took to get the report right. One night, an amazing 49 takes to get it right. Scotty Lotto was an institution in the videotape room at Channel 7 over many years.
G'day Scotty, here from Channel 9, and after 53 years at News Limited there and the old Herald and Weekly Times, I don't think you ever got to Channel 9. I know you've tried a few times, and we should have got you over many times, but you've always been a bit of a Seven boy. But I think it's testimony to you, Scott, that you've always been a great supporter of shows like The Footy Show and Wild Water Sports, even though you've been affiliated with the Seven Network. And I think that's what we all remember, just how fair you have been. You've been a wonderful journalist and one of the great characters of Australian rules football.
I was 18 before I was allowed to call smalls like these knickers or G-strings. But now they're putting VFL logos on them. I'm really blushing tonight.
Well, I've known Scotty Palmer since he was a kid, a cadet starting at the Sun. And the most important thing I noticed about him was that he was eager and keen, and he's never changed. And he likes a gag. He's the worst gag teller I've ever heard in my life, but still I used to laugh at the gag jags.
Collectors, how'd you like to get your hands on Robbie Flower's last game shorts?
When you think of things that are synonymous with Melbourne, you think of Flinders Street Station, the Melbourne Cup, the Yarra River, and Palmer's Punchlines, an institution they've been for more years than I care to remember. Scott Palmer, we wish you well in your retirement, and we remember the great stories you've broken and chatted about where facts have had no influence at all on the content or the output of the story, but never in a malicious or never in a mendacious way. You're a star, Scotland, and what we do hope is that you and Laurie, the beautiful bride, get down to where you find heaven at its doorstep, and that's either down the coast at Melbourne or up in the little bed city you got up in Queensland, and we hope your retirement is everything you hope it'll be for you and Laurie.
Well, Scotty, 53 years in the business, mate. That's a remarkable achievement. I've only been around 5 myself, so for you to be around for 53 and do the incredible job that you have is just a credit to yourself, mate. And whatever you do from now on, just keep on punching, as you say.
Scotty, 53 years, what can I say? It's remarkable. In this business, it shows you what a legend you are. I'm going to miss you, miss our little chats. I love you to bits. You're an absolute champion, and above all, you've been an absolute gentleman. Have a wonderful time.
When you consider that this year we're celebrating 150 years of our great game, and you've been reporting on football for 54 years, that's over a third of that whole time. It really puts your achievement into perspective, and that is a really remarkable achievement, one you should be very proud of.
G'day Scotty, what an absolute legend you've been in the world of journalism. I can remember in 1966 as a young under-19 player on the supplementary list at Richmond, training on a Wednesday night, and there you were as a second-year cadet. Peter Hogan, he sent you down from the Sun News Pictorial. Alf Brown was there, of course, and all the Sporting Globe boys were there. They were fantastic days. I know you're a red-hot Magpie man and you're going to love your Magpies this year. They're looking okay. What about the days at the Milk Bar with Tom and Maureen Hafey up there in Richmond? You have been a legend, and I've enjoyed every moment that I've spent with you. And don't forget, at the Sunday Press, you appointed me as the fishing writer. I want to thank you for that because that was early in my career. I think I've gone on a bit since then.
Hi Scotty, it's Siv Richards here. I just want to thank you for discovering me at the tennis and putting me in your column numerous times and helping me with my career as the VFL Premier Girl and my Playboy appearance. If we have time, I want to share a quick story. About 25 years ago, through a series of circumstances, I happened to be driving around a stolen car, which was mine. Anyway, a friend of mine asked me to cover a quick shift at a video library on a Sunday night after I'd appeared in Punchlines that day. I happened to drive my car and park it in the car park behind the video library, which I was unaware of. It was underneath the Turkish consul, which had a 24-hour surveillance. Anyway, that afternoon, I'm sitting there minding my own business, and the whole of Turk Road had been cordoned off. There were walkie-talkies with guys running past, an ambulance and fire trucks and the police running everywhere. So I'm sitting there minding my own business and a guy kept walking past me, looking in on his walkie-talkie. He walked past me a few times, walked in and said to me, "Are you Siv Richards from Punchlines?" And I said, "Yes." And he said, "Have you got a car at the back that's been reportedly stolen?" I said, "Yes." And I said, "But I reported the fact I'd found it." He said, "Well, that's not on our books." He said, "We've got it that it's a stolen car. We've done a make on it, it's under the Turkish consul, it's in a desolated car park, we're about to blow it up. But I recognised you from Punchlines, so I thought I'd take a chance and come in." So there you go, Scotty. You helped my car and me. Thank you.
As we always say, mate, keep punching.
Keep punching, old fella.